I'd like to talk today about an important concept in terms of the environment. Uh, it's one that we hear a lot about, and it really is a foundational concept, and that is the whole idea of working towards zero waste. And kind of what we mean by that is we have to take a look at our lifestyle, we have to take a look at the way we consume, and we have to try to do everything possible to minimize the waste that we are throwing out. Simply, we are running out of space in landfills. We're dangerously polluting our air, our water, our land. And so we have to look at another way of living, really. And it's really something that is difficult. It's a challenge. People are used to throwing out garbage. People accumulate a lot of things. We live in a society that is very consumer orientated, obviously. And so, how do we work towards zero waste? Very complex issue, but something that we begin to have a discussion, a dialogue about, and see what we can do to improve the quality of our own life, certainly, but the life of our brothers and sisters, the life of our animals and wildlife, and the life, really, of future generations. It's where we're going with this. One example of it is the retail chain Target. Target has started to mark products with a Target Zero icon in stores and online. The products and the packaging are designed to be refillable, reusable, or compostable, or made from recycled materials or content that reduces the use of plastic. So Target is realizing, we have to do something about this, and as a company, we have to start to take a look at how we package things, and we have to really take a different approach. We have to begin to do this, obviously, gradually, educate consumers about it, and try to move in a different direction. Target Zero items are in Target's beauty, personal care, and household essentials, and they've been there for a while. So it's really a matter of, as a company, taking a different stand so that zero waste becomes really a reality for their customers. Zero waste, when we look at zero waste, what are we thinking about? Well, we're thinking certainly about methane emissions, reducing them. We're looking at composting, source separation. We're looking at landfill gas reductions. We're looking at also source reduction and recycling. So how can we reduce the things that we use in terms of recycling different products, recycling those things that would be good for others to use rather than just throwing them out. So it's a whole different approach. And this will help with climate mitigation. The idea is to reduce flooding and to try to reduce the drought. And so a lot of cities, a lot of municipalities have gone into bans on single-use plastics. And the idea is, well, if you're just going to use it one time and then throw it out, eventually, we're just going to run out of space here. I mean, we're going to have all this stuff all over. And the problem, of course, with a lot of the plastics is the microplastics getting in the water, getting in the soil. That's going to really be a problem. Some of the benefits of doing this are job creation, obviously reducing the plastics that we use and obviously taking them out of the system, source reduction and reducing the different items and putting them in different categories, recycling. And that's going to take a lot of people to do that. And so you're going to be creating a lot of jobs, jobs that will be really permanent jobs because these jobs are going to be needed in terms of our recycling efforts. And also, it's going to lead to clean air and healthy soil. So these are really good goals to strive for. Um, Energy recovery doesn't really seem to be an effective strategy. It hasn't been really working that well. Detroit, for example, shut down their incinerator. They had an incinerator that would try to burn some of the plastics, but this was producing all sorts of emissions, which again would get in the air, would get in the soil. Uh, and a lot of times, unfortunately, these incinerators were located in areas near minority communities that were already suffering from health issues, and it would just exacerbate the health problems that they had. So a lot of times this can become an environmental justice issue. And so plastics can become for us the new coal, as coal was creating all sorts of problems. Now plastics can create those problems. And we see the connection, obviously, with the climate, because if you're emitting all of these fumes into the air, you're going to create a bad situation in terms of your air quality. So what they're trying to work at here is a way to reduce the use of plastics, certainly any single-use plastics, to try to move in the area of recycling. And in that way, really to improve the quality of our life. So this whole zero waste initiative is certainly it's a very complex issue, has many layers that we'll be looking at, and certainly in terms of future presentations. But it's something to keep in mind that would improve our quality of life, not only for ourselves, but certainly for our future generations. God bless you, and thank you for all of your efforts to move towards zero waste.